Come out to the bar. Get yourself out the box. Get yourself out the box.
Hello, YouTube. Cheers, and welcome to the basement. My name is Bruce Lively.
And I'm D-Boy Slim.
The basement is the first daily hip-hop debate show. We take one topic a week and debate a different question about that topic every day. This week's topic is debating the eras in hip-hop. Different eras in hip-hop. The early years, the golden era, early 2000s, and the millennial age. But today, we have a special guest weighing in on the question. His name is Calvin X, and check him out. Today, we have an exclusive interview. Atlanta rapper and EDM artist. Now, I'm gonna try to do my best sway in the morning type, you know what I mean? Type intro for you because it's important, it's necessary. With the debut album The Fall last year on Dat Piff and AudioMac.com, this artist has put a stamp on the whole industry, blending EDM and hip hop like nobody else so far or after that. Okay, he's also going to be dropping the Dope Wave Christmas Eve on many of those same platforms. Calvin X, everybody.
How you doing?
Calvin X.
All right.
right.
Cheers again for me.
Before we even get into it, because I know you got a lot to say about this issue.
I got a lot to say.
Before we even get into it, tell everybody about yourself.
Okay, so look, I'm Calvin X. Premium Records team, box cutter recording artist. You know what I mean? Originally from Boston, been in Atlanta for about 10, 12 years now. You know what I mean? Just trying to make the most insane, craziest, immaculate, amazing music that anyone's ever heard.
Exactly. I can't wait to hear what this brother has to say. You know what I mean? With that being said, Lego. Okay, YouTube. It's a big one. We're picking a 90s era rapper versus a millennium era rapper. I'm going with Andre 3000 this time. Got a lot to say about him. And before we hear who D-Boy Slim is picking, I want you to hear what Calvin X had to say. See who he puts up against Andre. Check it out. You know we're talking about, we're debating Andre versus.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not going to tell you who D-Boy Slim said. What I want to know is, if I picked Andre, tell me, who from today would you pick to go against him?
Yo, this is a really, really big question. This is really, really important. This is so important because there's not many people that, people who are progressively as artists as I am right now, get to really, really speak upon, especially, coming from the underground standpoint. But if I had to put my money on somebody today, if somebody told me, hey, we got 3 stacks who want to battle anybody right now of today's era right now, and we want you to pick them, and I want you to stand behind them and vouch for them, and you got to put your money up for them, Kendrick Lamar.
Clap, clap, clap.
That's the pit bull I'm going to send on Andre 3000 to hopefully say maybe you can take out 3 stacks.
Why? Give me something. Give me some facts. Give me something.
I'm going to give you some facts and you can check the receipts.
All right, give me something.
Okay? The verse he spit on Control.
Facts.
I have never heard a verse that was more lyrical, intense, talented, just ugly, grisly, grimy, dirty, and just eating your fucking face off.
You sure? Never?
It's. I mean, I've heard some pretty crazy stuff in my day because my music goes deep. But when I heard that, dog, I mean, it made the whole world kind of stop for a minute, and everybody just kind of sat there and just said, "Nigga, what do we do?" He had the whole rap game wanting to battle him at that point.
Yeah.
Everybody had to do something about that. That's how you know. That's how crazy something is when when all of the actual.
It actually woke up New York. It actually woke them back up. It brought the wolves back out. He was right, actually. You know, and we actually spoke about that in another show. He was right. New York needed to be woken up again.
It's more than New York.
I think he did that for that purpose. What about J. Cole and his false prophets joint? I think that might do the same thing. It's kind of early, but I think that might do the same thing.
It is early, but I don't think it still had the same effect on hip hop that it did. When Kendrick dropped Control, it made every leading artist of today have to do something.
Okay.
You had to either step up or you was gonna get chewed up. That was it. So and that's why it's deeper to me than False Prophet is. So False Prophet was dope, but I still don't think J. Cole is as good, talented as Kendrick Lamar is. I don't think so.
That's another debate for another day, people. You heard it here first. Calvin X says Kendrick better than J. Cole. I think we have another versus challenge coming up pretty soon. I like that debate. And that's a good one. Kendrick Lamar versus Andre. We're gonna have to do a battle, do a versus one of these days about that. But I'm just gonna say this: we're talking about Andre 3000, people. I'm not sure what you're gonna say, D-Boy. But we're talking about the multiple Grammy-winning Andre 3000. We're talking about the classic song making Andre 3000. The classic album making Andre 3000 with Outkast. The actor. The producer. The Love Below. I don't really know what else to say. I'm going to let you say who you going to put up against Andre 3000 that's from this millennium. I got to hear it.
It took me a while and I had to think. I like Calvin X, and y'all check that interview out. I like as he put up Kendrick Lamar. However, my debate here with Bruce today is 50 Cent. 50 Cent. He actually did start his career at the beginning of the millennium, at the start of the 2000s. And I think he had a wave that was similar to none. On the Get Rich and Die Trying, after he gets shot 9 times, he comes back with Slim, with the Slim Shady and Aftermath thing, and he sells 9 million. To date, the album is sold over 15 million. And this is, like I said, this is after he put in work. If you followed his career, you guys could Google it or pull up YouTube or whatever and see the mixtapes or whatever. The guy was putting in his work prior to that, but he made his mark and planted his flag right then and there, and he never looked back after that. And all those categories that you put up for Andre, as far as acting, fashion, running a record label, executive producing television now. 50's done all of them, and he's done all of them well.
50 produced?
Yes, for the probably the most powerful show on cable right now, which is called Power. He's an executive producer of that.
No, I'm talking about
produce
beats.
Music. Oh, no.
Music.
No, I was talking.
No, he doesn't.
Television.
Yeah, I understand. It's easy to make that mistake because he doesn't produce music. If we're going to do a comparison, it's simple. Andre 3 stacks. 50 Cent, nice. Dead nice. When you said 50, I actually jumped back a little bit. I was like, oh, wow. Wasn't expecting it. But it doesn't matter. The one thing Andre does do that 50 doesn't do is produce. Everything that 50 does, Andre has done. So it's already one up. But let's just start with the classics. 50 doesn't have more classics than Andre 3000. He just doesn't. Southern playalistic Cadillac music, classic. ATLians, classic. Aquemini, classic. The Love Below, classic. Give me the albums that compare just to this. We haven't gone anywhere yet. Give me the albums that compare to this in its classic nature from 50 Cent. There's not a comparison. I'd be surprised if you found one.
You bugging. Yeah. First of all, let's not be fooled here. Let's not.
Let me get my Andre hat tip just right, man.
Please get your gear.
You get my Andre hat tip just right.
Gear in order. Get your swagger.
I had to take the Cubs hat off for this.
Get your swagger right. Cause Lord knows, 50 had his swagger right early.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about all this Southern playlistic Cadillac music, you're speaking about Outkast's catalog, not Andre 3000, but Outkast's catalog. So let's not.
That's Andre 3000.
Let's not try to discredit. Let's not try to discredit Big Boy and the fact that he played in all of that and it being whatever you consider classic. However, all the 50 albums are classic, probably with the exception of the last one to date. And that's on his own. No help from, no leaning on your partner's shoulder, none of that. You know, that's all 50. 50 sold Diamond out the gate. The Massacre sold another 9 million out the gate. That's his second album. Get Rich or Die Trying, the soundtrack, another 3 million out the gate. Classic. This is all classic music.
So, which one of those is better than ATL?
Many men.
Which one of those is better than ATL?
Get Rich or Die Trying is better than ATL.
Get Rich or Die Trying?
Like I said,
you're wrong.
Name me one Andre album, solo album. You're talking about Big Boy. We talking about Big Boy. We want to talk about G-Unit.
Andre 3000 is a part of
because
Outkast.
G-Unit sold, Game sold 1 million out the gate. Young Buck sold 1 million out the gate, and Banks went platinum out the gate.
Which one of those was better than ATL?
I just told you.
That's wrong. Which one of those is
How was it not? How was it not? There's no song on ATLians that was on the charts longer than In the Club.
Yes, it was.
Riddle me that.
Elevators.
No, it wasn't. It was not
Elevators.
on the charts longer than In the Club. No, it wasn't. Look it up.
Yes, it was.
That's a fact.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Me and you. Yo, do you know what? We don't even have to go there.
Knock it off.
We don't even have to go there. Has 50 Cent ever made a song like Prototype? Has he ever transcended hip hop?
21 questions.
Has he ever transcended
21
hip hop?
questions. Transcended hip hop?
Has he transcended hip hop?
Sure he has.
He did?
Sure he has.
When?
Sure.
When?
Sure.
You tell me. I'm waiting. When did he transcend hip hop?
Transcend hip hop all the time. Got joints with Chris Brown. Got joints with Jeremiah.
Doesn't transcend hip hop.
Transcends hip hop all the time.
That's hip hop R&B. That's hip hop / R&B.
Transcend hip hop.
It's not transcending hip hop. Prototype transcends hip hop. The Love Below transcended hip hop. It was beyond hip hop. You don't know if it was Prince. You don't know if it was rock and roll. You don't know if it's post pop, post punk. He had jazz on there. Has 50 ever expanded beyond that? No, he has. It's simple.
That makes your
As
music
a matter
weird
of fact,
at best.
weird.
We have to have.
That makes your music top.
We have to have another
You gotta
show
stop disrespecting
for that.
people. No,
we're doing the hip hop.
No, absolutely
We have to make
not.
another category.
It is hip hop.
for that.
He transcended hip hop. Synthesizer with George Clinton transcended hip hop. She Lives in My Lap. You don't know about that. The Love Below, the critically acclaimed Love Below, the Grammy Award winning, transcended hip hop. Mrs. Jackson, Roses,
That was one.
Hey Ya. Oh, come on, man.
Hey Ya wasn't messing with many men. I wasn't messing with many men.
My
I
friend,
wasn't messing with Wankster.
my friend,
I wasn't messing with Wankster.
with Wankster, Elevators, Prototype, and Synthesizer wasn't messing with Wankster.
What song had the climate shift in hip hop so mad people were saying you a Wankster? Which one of Andre's songs had people saying the title of the song? Which one?
Okay, which one had
Okay.
which one of his songs
Okay.
had people go shaking like a Polaroid picture? That's simple. You're just talking about fads.
Okay.
But which one transcended hip hop and changed music?
Okay.
Changed hip hop. When did 50 change hip hop? With Wankster? They didn't
Get Rich
change
and
hip
Die
hop.
Trying.
They didn't change hip hop.
Changed hip hop.
How did it change hip hop? Tell me.
What do you mean, how did it change hip hop?
That's a simple question. How did it change hip hop?
Because at the end of the 90s, when people were running around blinging and substance left the music, 50 came back with substance in the music, with more reality than people had seen probably since pop.
That's called hip hop, man. That's called hip hop. He didn't change hip hop. He brought it back
Right.
to pop. But he did not change hip hop completely. What he did was went back to something that you're
Didn't
talking
change
about.
it. The
No,
numbers
he
don't
didn't.
lie. The numbers don't lie. He
That has
did
nothing to
change
do
it.
with the change of
There
hip
was
hop.
no other one that
What
sold 10
compares to
million.
Roses?
There's not too many hip hop
What compares to
albums
Miss Jackson?
period that sold 10 million. That's why they call that
Spody
plateau
Odie Dope
diamond.
Delicious.
That's obviously a climate change when you go diamond.
That's not a climate change. It's just people buying albums. Stop fooling the people. It just sold a lot of albums. Spody Odie Dope Delicious changed hip hop. That's what changed hip hop. Prototype changed hip hop. The Love Below changed hip hop. You cannot deny
Change
that.
hip hop how?
I just told you. Okay, how about this?
How? 50 has people that he's influenced in hip hop. You just told me he
There's
didn't
a
change
whole
it though.
group of millennial rappers, starting with Childish Gambino, Chance the Rapper, and a plethora of others that use the instrumentation, the jazz mythology, the type of singing that goes on that 50 doesn't do. The actual, the soul of the music is completely different and started completely by Andre 3000. You cannot deny it. And if you try to deny it, you're lying to the people.
Weirdos, because music is different, you credit that, you attribute that to Andre. Every kid that comes out and his sound is different, not conventional, doesn't mean it's influenced by Andre. That's your assessment. Tell me facts that's based on these kids got their sound from Andre.
I can tell you this, Childish Gambino mentioned Andre as a factor. Rory has mentioned Andre as a factor. Chance the Rapper, who did he mention? Andre as a factor. Those are facts, not what you and your people think. I'm giving you the facts. He has helped to change hip hop. Everybody out there
he
knows.
listened to 50. Gucci said he rocked with 50.
Didn't change hip hop. They sound
Did
like
it?
everybody else. They sound like hip
Who
hop.
they sound like?
They sound like hip hop.
All right.
It didn't change hip hop. Let me just go down the list. Two Dope Boys in a Cadillac. How many more classics? Aquemini, classic. Art of Storytelling, classic. Black Ice, Black Ice, classic.
I Get Money, classic.
Jezebel, classic. Mainstream, classic. Players Ball, classic. Name another one.
PIMP, classic.
So out of all the 50 that I just named, it's going to be hard, bro, for you to come back with that. And y'all know it. Listen, it's going to be very hard. Features, the UGK, Q-Tip, Lloyd, Jeezy, Thug Motivation. You heard what he did on that, on the Hustler's Ambition? You heard the verse on that? You heard the verse on that? Classic features. Oh my God. What he did on Future's joint, honest, classic. I'm still waiting for you to rebuttal anything. It's just me talking at this point.
Listen,
because
I'm trying to hear, what are you talking about?
I just said everything.
Honestly, like,
everybody knows exactly what I'm saying.
Y'all youngsters, YouTube 50 featuring Nori and Consequence. And go back to those freestyles. Go back to Capone and Noriega. Heat Wave, 50 Cent. Go back to Ferrari 50, those days. Go back to the G Unit, warm up mixtapes. Go back to that 50. And you see what I'm talking about. Y'all will see what I'm talking about. All my people that I listen to, that don't listen to Macklemore, they know what I'm talking about.
Look, your dude is from the millennium, my dude is from the 90s. Macklemore didn't exist then. All he did was change hip hop. That's all he did.
You making it
all
case
he,
for Macklemore
all he
or
did.
Andre?
That's you keep bringing him up. I don't know why you keep bringing him up. Because you're losing. That's why you're bringing him up. He has more classic albums. He has more classic verses. He has more classic features.
He
So
was
good.
in a group
He's also a producer.
and had one solo album, one half of a solo album. It's no comparison. Lost what? I don't
That's
know
what's
what
up.
You want me to tell you?
You tell me what y'all think. So I'm gonna let Calvin weigh in, because in order to really have this conversation, let's remember it's about the 90s versus the millennium. Let's listen to Calvin, see what he has to say. I want to get your opinion. Let's start it like this. We're talking about the differences in eras, right?
Yep.
And I want to know what the EDM artist Calvin X has to say. Who is your favorite? We got basically 4 distinct eras. We got the early years, 80s, 90s, golden era, the post-golden era, which is my own word, but also called the dark ages, like when the early 2000s, the yin yangs and the
dark ages.
Mm-hmm.
We had a few gems in there, so we'll get to that.
and millennial age. So out of those 4, just give me a name. Just give me your favorite from each of those eras. Give me one person, so we can see what you're flowing like.
Era number 1, KRS-One.
KRS-One.
Yeah, you understand that? The professor. You know what I mean? Okay.
I don't know if you know this.
What up?
KRS-One was the same dude who said Africa Bambata. I believe I spoke this to you before.
We spoke about
KRS-One is the same dude.
I heard about this.
Who said that Africa Bambata touching the little boys is basically the same as people out here hustling. What do you have to say about that?
Well, number 1, I never heard about the whole African Bambata case. A lot of people haven't. I haven't heard about it. He hasn't been convicted or locked up in jail about it or nothing like that. So it could be another situation of the white man trying to bring down another black legend, and what we're doing, and whatever. But
the comparison between those two is bad enough. KRS-One said that it's not a big deal because if he did do it, we all know felons, and that to me, that's sad.
That's a problem, man.
That's a problem.
Whether he did it or not, if that's his outlook on it, that's a problem. That's his situation.
Okay, 90s.
It's actually a group. To me, I think it's the greatest group after Tribe Called Quest. And shout out to them, but they're not number 1 for me. It is the Fugees.
Fugees. Ooh.
You understand me? We're
Fugees.
talking Lauryn Hill. We're talking the Score. We're talking Wyclef Jean in their prime. We're talking the greatest albums of all time. The Score. You understand that?
Facts.
So that's it. What we at, the Dark Ages?
Yeah, Dark Age. Well, people might be offended that I call it that. What do you want to go? We'll call it post Golden Age, the early 2000s.
I like the Dark Ages. We'll go with that. Early 2000s is Eminem for me. I bought the Marshall Mathers LP in 2001, 2002. So that's when you're saying the Dark Ages was early 2000s.
Unfortunately, me and D-Boy Slim talked about this. He started in 97, so I don't know if we can call it that.
Yeah, he did, and he dropped a few tapes, and when he actually got discovered by Dre with the Slim Shady LP that came out in
99, right.
99. But Marshall Mathers LP is when he actually came up, and he had the blonde hair, and that's where everyone knew, that's when he actually, became who he was. So I still put him in that same era at that point right there.
Okay, right now,
Kid Cudi.
Ooh.
Kid Cudi, the prodigal son.
Ooh. You see?
Okay.
You see, that's why we have these interviews, because we know him. I ain't forget him.
The new Kurt Cobain.
But would I have said him? Probably not. It takes a Calvin X to say that. Okay, Kid Cudi. Gotcha. I think we understand where you're coming from, man. A lot of this is opinion, but I do like to hear where he's coming from. Why we have these debates and why it's important. Okay? Unfortunately, he did say that KRS joint, and I had to get him on that because I love KRS too. It hurts all of our hearts. That one hurt all of our hearts. Oh, man. But you know what, though? I like this debate. I really wasn't expecting 50. He has some good points. You got some good points there. I still think it's Andre, but we're going to let the people decide. Who is it? New age, old age, Andre, 50. I like that.
Any shout outs, bro?
Yep. We got shout outs. Charles Jones. Charles Jones commented on Trump being propped up by the Russian government. I don't know if you remember, I did a rant on Kanye, and I mentioned that about all the reasons why we cannot be Trump supporters as black people. Charles Jones commented on that. Thank you very much, man. We love all the comments. That's the only new one I saw. If I missed any, I'll catch them next week. But speaking of next week, we're going to preview next week's question. Question is, what we missed yesterday. Now, we told you guys that we were going to do violence and hip hop and debate it comparing to the eras. But we realized in doing the show that the topic was so big and so important, we wanted to give it its own week. Okay? So we didn't do it. And next week we're giving you violence and hip hop. We thought it was important enough to push it to next week. Violence in hip hop. Is art imitating life, or is life imitating the art? That's it. I hope to see you guys. At the end of this, we're going to show you a little bit of the rest of Calvin X's interview. I hope you enjoy it.
Till next time.
Peace. Listen, if you could be rapping in any era, right? You yourself, which would you choose? Which is the era that you would want to rap in?
I would want to rap. I'm gonna give you an actual timestamp for it. I would want to start in like '88, going into the golden era, into the '90s. Okay. I would want to be out there with Tribe Called Quest. I'd want to be out there with Biz Markie and Big Daddy.
What?
The beats was dope. The music was dope. Everything was still positive. It was still all about the people and the culture, and it was still all about what was important and actually bringing people together. It was really still unified, and that's where I would want to be there, you know, and put my flag and stamp my flag there, rather than trying to pick up the pieces nowadays afterwards and trying to make a name and trying to make a.
You want to stamp your flag right there.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I like that answer. I'll tell you what, man. Real insightful. What else you got to say about the topic? Matter of fact, your final words. Tell everybody what you need to know. What they need to know.
What y'all need to know is that you need to watch out for the niggas coming out from the underground, just like me, and not only me, but this underground scene that's coming right now. Is really, really stupid serious.
You're gonna get to them too.
You know.
You just talked about that.
My last final words is the underground's coming. Amen.
Underground's coming.
It's not gonna be nice. It's not gonna be nice.
Dope Wave, Christmas Eve, Audio Mac, that Piff. You heard it here first. The Basement.
85 Pleasant Hill Road, kinda like Beaver Ruin, nigga. My no cross niggas, man. My niggas going crazy, nigga. You know what I mean? North side niggas, man. Hey, nigga turning up on the north side. Hey, when that kind of nigga moving work where the yo side. Hey, you say about the trap life, niggas about to see about it. I don't care if you a murderer, I'm a dog with a demon at him. Hey.
Originally from Boston. What's the hip hop scene up there like right now?
Well, it's there, but of course it always gets overshadowed by, you know, New York and, you know, everything up there, you know, it kind of gravitates up, and artists like, if you never knew Benzino, is from there.
Benzino is from Boston, okay.
Yeah, I mean, and we were just about to kind of like weave our way back in there, and he kind of shut it down when he tried to battle Eminem, so it kind of got fucked up. But we're gonna try to make it. We're trying to make it come back up.
Okay. I'll tell you what.
T-Boy Slim's in the building.
T-Boy Slim is in the building.
He's in the building. Nah, me.
Holla back.
Show by the sea on that north side we both.